through arduous 7-game series to get to this point.
If you look at it, we just won a series without our two best people.
And he's looking for Donovan. Like, he want to swing it. He want to boomerang it back to Donovan. So that
6-9 game time for
Over the weekend for the Pistons, Allen was the hero in Game 7 over the 7-game series against Toronto. The home team in that series won every game, in which Cleveland eventually ran away in that third quarter to take over. Kick it out. Dean Wade getting another start. Now Mobley with 3 to shoot. Is going to drive. Can't finish. Allen attacking the glass. Mobley ends up with
everyone touching the basketball and crashing the offensive glass where they feel like they have an advantage.
And no surprise, Dean Wade, he is going to pick up Cade Cunningham 94 feet every time he brings the ball up.
Kenny Atkinson understood they had to make life as difficult as possible for Cade, who finds us.
There was some contact with Cade Cunningham. Exactly what happened there on that play, but you see on the other hand, Cade guarding Harden and Ausar Thompson up on Mitchell.
And a foul away from
great scorers in the game, one of the great passers as well.
Came over to Cleveland at the trade deadline from the Clippers and continued what was a stellar scoring season on the year at 23.6 points per game. He'll fire a 3, can't connect, rebound Mo, but they only average 14.6 second chance points per game as Mitchell gets free and knocks down a 3.
And that's as you talked about, struggled in his last 5 games in that series, and he's going to have to be hot and effective here on the road for his Cavaliers.
When you don't see Ausar Thompson get lost like that too often, way too much space for Mitchell.
Tobias Harris.
Their muscles there as well.
But they only average 14.6 second chance points per game as Mitchell gets free and knocks down a 3.
And that Donovan Mitchell, as you talked about, struggled in his last 5 games in that series, and he's going to have to be hot and effective here on the road for his Cavaliers.
When you don't see Ausar Thompson get lost like that too often, way too much space for Mitchell.
Tobias Harris.
Point line prior to that game, only 19%, but right away, Detroit hunting the mismatch, and Tobias making them pay.
Talk about that second. Harden couldn't score, and Allen had it ripped from behind.
Harden got in there, so defensive rebounding is a must in this game for these Pistons.
Cavaliers with 3 offensive rebounds in the game. Kenny Atkinson has told his shooters, just get it up there, we'll do the rest. And a miscommunication with Mitchell and Allen.
And it built like a power forward.
That felt very 90s right there. That was very 90s NBA.
Well, NBC, we like the nostalgia.
Yeah, that we do. I think Kenny Atkinson was hoping for some nostalgia. He said we're going to play this game like it's the 80s. We're going to pack the paint as Cunningham makes.
Cade Cunningham shooting it with so much confidence. Now 12 his last 19 from 3.
Shot nearly 40% from the outside in that first round series against Orlando. Mitchell, the patented move.
That windmill pickup is nasty. D. Wade had it, and certainly it's just been carried on with Donovan Mitchell.
And let's be clear, he meant Dwayne Wade.
That's right. They're all everything, doing it on both ends of the floor. This play we talked about, the dribble handoff into the lob. Cade Cunningham gets in there, tags Allen, a little miscommunication, and then on the other end, a little drop coverage. Great screen by Duren, getting Cunningham free, but
up from Duren. And so much talk about his lack of offense in that first round series. But J.B. Bickerstaff really liking the glass defensively and as a screen.
When I thought in Game 7, just getting an early roll, getting some offensive rebounds, really got into a rhythm, and that was by far his best performance.
Pinball's in the hands of Thompson. This is where he's dangerous in transition, but he'll wait for reinforcements. Thompson in that first round, 8.6 points, 8.7 rebounds per game. Here comes Cleveland, no real numbers. Mitchell doesn't care. He'll attack on Harris, and he'll float it short. Ausar Thompson, the defense speaks for itself. 16 steals and 16 blocks in the first round against Orlando. But as J.B. Bickerstaff says, he changes their offense. So does Duncan Robinson.
A little miscommunication there defensively, a late switch. Robinson makes him pay.
Mitchell can't respond. Energy back in the building here at Little Caesars Arena. Bounce it, Cunningham, right at Allen, hangs, no.
That's twice now where we've seen Jared Allen. Shots at the rim, that rim protection. He has impacted plays at the basket.
Mitchell open. And the rebound fought for take. So Cleveland, after the impressive start, 3 for 11 now from the floor and 1 of 3 from downtown. Duren right at Allen. Oh, had it engulfed. Mobley goes up for the block. Harris on the second chance is foul.
He can stay in the paint and muck things up, if you will. Comes over to help. Showing off why defense all defense in the NBA, and Tobias Harris smart in that.
And Jared Allen. So we've seen Kenny Atkinson be willing to go to a smaller lineup.
Thompson much improved as a cutter, as an offensive rebounder, even as a facilitator. He has to find ways. If Mobley's going to play free safety, he's got to still find ways to be involved, which he did.
Detroit now with a 4-point cushion. The Pistons in that round one matchup with Orlando averages 102.4 points per game. Cleveland was up at 111.9 against an excellent Toronto defense. Again, a swim move, and again, a finish.
The audacity to make that move
Once again.
Oh, man.
How about, though, the inverted ball screen to get Asar Thompson off him? It's a different deal when you're going against Tobias Harris.
Cunningham fend off. Cunningham catch.
I've seen that throughout the playoffs. Cade Cunningham getting to his spots with ease.
Mobley had the first bucket of the game for Cleveland, but Mitchell with the last 7 points for the Cavs. Taken away by Robinson. Numbers with Harris running. Lob it towards him. Harris, the adjustment and finish.
Leading to some early offense. Cunningham, 48% on the year.
Of your opponent, especially when you have a history of them. He got deep, guys. He said just because them chimed in, and Coach Atkinson said he was just happy that what they had to say lined up with the game plan that he came up with. But he said it helps tremendously just to
Question, and then on top of that, the extra layer is that Dennis Schroeder, now a part of the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was with the Pistons last year for that playoff run where they lost to the Knicks in 6 games in the first round. And so the added bonus of having maybe some extra institutional knowledge coming from Schroeder as Duran goes right at Allen with those couple of
And being aware, Allen with the fouls goes right at him. Attack. Jared Allen's
means Evan Mobley's back up off the bench. He's going to check in after the first free throw here from Duran.
With Evan Mobley at the 5, Cleveland really going to have to rebound on the defensive end of the floor.
Some more changes from Detroit as well. I'm along with Jenkins, Duran, Harris, and Thompson. Strus, Merrill, Harden, Mobley, and Wade are the 5 for Cleveland. Tennis shooting out for Harden. Finds Strus. Had a couple of really big moments in that third quarter in Game 7. Jenkins comes away with a rip. Beating Merrill to the basket. Jenkins flying in.
That defensive possession there is what J.B. Bickerstaff wants. Wants them to just, everything they do, be difficult on the offensive end of Cleveland.
Nice pass. Mobley bounce it. Can't hit the 3. And the long rebound tracked down by LeVert. 5 of 9 start for Detroit. 5 more shot attempts coming for Cleveland. They just haven't been effective. And Jenkins has.
After his performance in Game 7, had some struggles early in the Orlando series. Terrific start for Dennis Jenkins.
Harden. Merrill trying to free himself. Thompson is just denying Harden that basketball. And Mobley
that three-point shooting with greater confidence from 3 as of late. He's got to take advantage of that on the perimeter for Cleveland.
Duran peeks around, 12 to shoot. Back down right at Mobley, and Duran strong, couldn't finish it. Thompson nearly had the offensive